What happens when a police officer has to arrest someone that they consider to be a close friend for one of the most heinous crimes that you can commit? Apparently, the answer is that they are treated with tender love and care and given way more leeway and hugs than your average criminal.
Well, I'll do what I can. I'm doing everything I can to make you comfortable. Come here. Take him off.
This man is named Vigilante Haiti from Claremont, Florida, and he is currently facing 29 years in prison after taking a plea deal in the multiple cases against him. He was charged with many different things that I won't be getting into, but they all involve kids that he was in charge of coaching at his cheer gym that he was in fact the co-owner of. You can find specific details online, but let's just say, in my opinion, he should have faced much more time than he currently is. Regardless, let's get into today's video and experience truly what it's like to see an officer have to arrest a close acquaintance and how it differs from other police interactions you might see.
Sorry, bitch.
Can they be in front of me? Can the handcuffs be in front of me?
We'll see, but usually no.
Okay.
I'll do what I can. I'm doing everything I can to make you comfortable.
Second set of these.
Give me a second. I got something that might work.
So you heard that from the police officer's voice. He's doing everything to make this man comfortable. Now again, I'm not going to be getting into too many specifics, but there are a long line of charges against this man currently who has owned a cheer gym. And look, whether or not the officer knows the details of this case, he's very obviously already treating him with some special treatment. The man's asking to have the cuffs placed in front of him because maybe that's more comfortable or maybe looks less bad to his neighbors that might be driving by. But this is just the first in a long line of assistance, I guess you could say, that this man receives throughout this arrest.
Yeah, let's walk over here. Go ahead and come here. Take him off. Come here. Come here, let's go. Come over here to my car. Come over here to my car so we're not standing out in the middle of the road.
I'll grab it.
All right, just stand still for a second. Hang on one second.
Hey, do you have any type of anxiety or anything like that?
So I don't know if you caught it in that first clip, but the officer actually calls this man, I believe, DH, because his last name is DeHaty. Either way, he is friends with this man. And currently, that man is crying in his arms as he hugs him and demands the other officer take off the cuffs because apparently, you know, it was a little bit too much for this predator.
So, I'm going to share some information with you, all right? You're not handcuffed right now. I want you to remain calm and be cool, okay? There's an outstanding warrant issued for your arrest. It's out of Lake County, okay? So your beef is not with us, okay? I understand, Sergeant House and you have a relationship, okay? We want to maintain professionalism and respect, okay? But we still have a job to do.
Now look, do I sound crazy saying that I am not happy that the police were able to de-escalate this situation and treat this man with respect? No, of course, that's obviously a good thing and something that we should strive for police officers to have in almost every interaction. But the reason I'm going so hard on this is frankly the opposite of the way that we see most police interactions going. I've seen people charged with way less or who are being even less difficult to arrest, and those situations get escalated into sometimes terrible territory. So yes, when I see an officer acting out of line or a way that I see out of line from the normal, I have to question why that is. And frankly, I think we know why. It's their friendship.
I understand, Sergeant House and you have a relationship, okay? We want to maintain professionalism and respect, okay? But we still have a job to do, okay? So we're not saying you are. What makes me concerned was your reaction, okay? I don't want you to have a panic attack, okay? That's what I don't want, because stress is very, very powerful. I don't want to see that happen. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just all of the dialogue from these officers in this interaction is strange. You have the other guy trying to defuse the situation by saying, hey, another county issued this warrant. We don't know what's going on, but, you know, we're not the bad guys here. We're not against you. It's like, okay, then just file the damn warrant and arrest the guy. But instead, they're making all this leeway, taking him out of cuffs, raising, you know, the threat for themselves. If this guy's just sitting here and has nothing to lose with no cuffs on, who knows what could happen? He could reach for something. Instead, they're just taking this guy's word for it because he's friends with the officer over here, and it just seems like they're handling this whole situation differently for no reason other than familiarity with the suspect.
It's my wife.
Where's his phone at? Can you talk to her on that?
Yeah.
Kirkland has
Talk to her on that.
That was
Hey, Kels. Hey, I'm with Jerry. So, you know how. So I'll call you back. Okay.
Okay, but my phone keeps going in and out of service, so that's why I'm saying.
Okay.
We can call her back in a few minutes.
Okay. They said we can call you back in a few minutes.
So now his wife starts calling him, and he just says, "Yeah, I'm with our sergeant friend. You know him," and kind of doesn't give her more details, which leads me to believe that this guy realizes just exactly what he's being arrested for. Again, they're still being very vague and acting like they don't really know what's on the warrant, which is confusing. I understand there's a lot of bureaucratic BS in the police system between departments. It might be difficult to get information, but it's kind of ridiculous to have these officers not willing to give him much info about why he's being arrested. Also, his wife does not ask for any, clarifying questions, so she just kind of is like, okay, you're hanging out with your officer friend, have a good time. Meanwhile, this dude's not realizing he's about to go away for decades for what he's done.
Listen, I got to put them behind your back, but I got these, okay? And they're bigger, so they'll fit your wrists, okay? All right. We'll give it a minute.
We'll give it a minute.
Let's wait for confirmation. Did we send for confirmation?
No, not yet. Let me do that.
Let's go ahead and send.
Dispatch 204. You can show one secure at this time. You set for confirmation.
And once again, the officer that is wearing the body cam here in this interaction is just pleading with the other officers to give it a minute in terms of the cuffs. We don't need to put them on right now. Instead, they're going to radio back to the station and try to get full confirmation that this warrant is indeed, the warrant that they're supposed to be serving. You'd think they would have done that, 10 times over before they pulled up to this guy, but this dude's really, really trying to find a way to delay having to put cuffs on his friend.
Is there a passcode or anything to your phone?
All eights.
All eights.
Is that the?
Huh?
To come up right?
To be 100% honest with you, one of the directives we got was to collect your phone. So I have to seize your phone for evidence.
That must allow to let you open it.
And this guy straight up gives away his phone password without realizing it was, being asked in order for them to search through his phone, which they ended up finding tons of materials on, if you know what I mean, all of which involving, again, people from his cheer gym that he was the co-owner of and a competitive cheer coach at. But he's like, is that to call my wife? No, dude, they're taking that for evidence, and that's going to be helpful in putting you away behind bars for a long-ass time.
So what's going to happen is they're going to get a search warrant. This isn't our case, so I don't know what's going to happen. This is Lake County. All we got was they contacted us and said, hey, we want you to go and find this guy. And since I knew you, I'm like, I would rather it be me than somebody else because I don't know how somebody else is going to treat you.
And again, we get attempts from these officers to deflect. I understand it's awkward as hell to be put in this situation, but you still need to do your job. So it's disappointing to hear these guys being like, yeah, again, we don't have much info. We're just taking you in because the other county needs you. They're the ones that are going to tell you what's up, man. I just got to take you in. I'm sorry. And I do got to take your phone. Like, it just sounds like this guy is so reluctant to actually have to do his job because right now he's having to arrest a friend. Which, again, I'm hoping this guy doesn't have the full info because if he does know exactly what his friend is being accused of and would later be charged with, I think he would be very different about this situation, hopefully, unless he's totally just riding for his friend and doesn't care about the terrible things he's been doing.
These aren't my charges. I have no idea what the details are.
It's not with one of them.
Yeah. They called us and said, hey, we would like you to go and pick him up. You're going to be put in a big room full of telephones. Make all of your phone calls then.
I don't know the numbers.
We'll get you a piece of paper with all the numbers. Any numbers you want, we'll get you a piece of paper, okay?
And they're just making guarantee after guarantee to this guy. Man, we're going to help you get all the phone numbers you need. We're going to make sure that you got the comfiest bunk in the prison system. And we're going to make sure that you get a special private chef in prison just so that you got the best meals, man, because we could tell you're a good guy. You're one of our pals, so we're just going to go easy on you. It's like, no, the way these officers are behaving is blowing my mind right now.
I'll give you a chance. Whenever we get to a point of if this is confirmed, because it happens where. So,
I got a twin brother. I know.
Okay. So sometimes it's not confirmed. If they can't pull that warrant out and have it in their hand, then we walk away, you go home.
And now, as if it wasn't ridiculous enough already, the officer is making these weird half lies to this man, saying, dude, just so you know, it's not confirmed yet. You know, we called down to the station, but there's a chance that maybe they misspelled your name and there's actually just another guy named Virgilin de Haiti out there who we actually do want. So if this warrant doesn't come back to you, you know, we might just give you your keys back and you can leave. It's like, why even give this man an idea that that's an option? Obviously, you would not have served this warrant unless you had a great case against this guy, and I'm sure he's been getting investigated for months. So it's ridiculous that this officer is trying to instill hope in his friend, like, hey man, they might call back on the radio, you just got to cross your fingers. At this point, it's like a Schrodinger's cat type situation. It's, you know, either a yes or a no, so you just got to pray that you win that flip, you know that coin flip. It's like, no, this guy's definitely going away. You should tell him that.
We could do it from my phone, that way we don't have to star 67 and then, because I don't care if he has my number.
So you said all 8?
It's already ringing.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. This is Officer Murray with the Winter Garden Police Department. I'm here with your husband. I just want to let you know our body cameras are activated, okay, so everything on our end is being audio and video recorded. So Vigilant, your husband, I'll let him explain, okay? Hang on one second.
Hey, Kels.
And again, another concession is made to this man as they're trying to call his wife again, and the officer is even like, you know what, actually, you know, you want to call from my phone because I feel bad. You looking through his phone, like there might actually be some bad stuff on there in case we do actually, you know, have to take this guy in, so call from my phone. Like, that's the exact vibes I was just getting from this officer right now. He seems so desperate in order to make a play to make this less bad for his friend. This is just proof that, you know, every single interaction is going to have some level of bias in it. And when the officer knows the suspect, things are going to get messy.
Apparently, they're going to take me to Orange County Jail. And I guess, I think there's a bondsman place right around somewhere over there, maybe.
It's like they're right across the street.
There's a ton of them down there.
Apparently right across the street. It's going to be $3,000 or $30,000 bond.
You have to post 10%.
I have to post 10%.
And he's explaining how he's going to have to post $3,000, which is 10% of his $30,000 bond. And the wife's just going with it like, okay, like, I guess it's good she's remaining calm under pressure and understands that this is a very serious time for them. But her not raising questions also makes me, you know, kind of question her knowledge of what he's been doing. Like, is this something she's expecting? Was she expecting this call from the police eventually? What is going on in this woman's mind right now? I am dying to know. But yeah, there's like a weird, complete lack of discussion on what the charges actually are. He has not asked for them, she has not asked for them, and that makes me think both of them know that this dude was eventually going to go down for this.
So we're just trying to extend every courtesy we can. Once some information gets confirmed, he'll get transported right directly to the
so you can see what I'm doing. No, I just put it in
Orange
airplane mode.
And then if you have any other questions, Sergeant House will be working
so
today until 6 p.m.
And they're making so many promises to this woman, like, hey, this is the exact work schedule of your friend that's working right now. Once he's off the clock, he can come over and console you and help you out through this. But if you need information, call us and we will, you know, hang up on anybody else calling 911. I don't give a damn if someone's house is on fire. We're going to help you out. Like, that's just the vibes I'm getting from these dudes. Obviously, they didn't say that verbatim or anything near that, but it's just like, that is the absolute tone of their desperation to help this guy.
So your keys, and because we haven't searched you yet, and I know you don't got any weapons or anything on you, I'm confident of that, but you still have to search you, okay?
Confirmation received.
26.
Okay. I gotta put these on you, okay?
Oh yeah, and they haven't even searched this guy. After making the arrest, he still doesn't have handcuffs on, and again, he was just about to have a panic attack, realizing that his life was falling apart. So you tell me that that is not an immediate possible threat. This whole interaction is disgusting me right now. So they finally get confirmation back from the station. Dispatch does tell them that the warrant does stand and they need to arrest this guy. So when they get that news, there's almost like this drop in the officer's voice is like, damn, it's real. We got to lock him up now. We actually got to put the cuffs on and do our job. So they have him slowly turn around as this man breaks down as he's realizing he does fully have to go into cuffs.
You're good. You're good. Just breathe for me, man. In a moment that I have not seen on the internet, granted, I have seen police interactions once again go many different ways, but it has never usually ended in a minute-long hug between the suspect and the officer as the suspect bawls on the officer's badge, probably, you know, rusting it up with all the tears that he's dropping on it. He's coddling him and holding him like a little baby, possibly completely unaware of the monstrous crimes that his friend is currently being arrested for. This is just mind-blowing to me that this is going this far. Yes,
Sorry.
definitely. No, nothing to be sorry about. Hey, yeah, I can head down there in a minute.
Yeah, I can head down there in a minute. Sorry, just my best bud's crying, and I really got to get him through this because, you know, I'm just a good friend. So he's kind of hyperventilating right now. No, you got nothing to worry about, buddy. Hey, remember, I love you, all right? You're a good guy. No, yeah, I'll head down there in a minute. Like this guy is just completely devoid of anything professional at this point. He is completely going off of emotions. And again, I am very glad to see footage where cops are de-escalating the situation and caring about the person's mental health throughout the entire arrest, because it can be an absolute debacle. But I am mind blown by the lengths that they are going to, specifically because this lead officer that's responding to the case knows the guy.
It's the biggest car we got. That's why she's taking you, so.
Hey, Kirkland, before he gets all the way in, let's just have him kick off his shoes real quick.
And the concessions continue. He's like, hey, just so you know, bud, I called in the biggest car we got because, yeah, your fat ass is going to have a tough time sitting in the back seat. So I wanted to make sure it was comfy. In fact, we're going to call your wife and make sure just to see if you have a blankie that you sleep with, or maybe a nice stuffed teddy that we can have with you so that you're comfy on the way down to the station. And like I said, we're going to have, you know, Thomas Keller and the French Laundry cooking up a 30-course meal for you every single day. We're going to mail it in from across the country for you, all right? Because we want you to be comfy and we want you to live a good life, even though you have destroyed the lives of countless children in your community because of your heinous acts. So what follows is a slightly comedic 5-minute just debacle of them trying to find a way to stuff this man into this car. The officer suggests that he just leans back on his handcuffs, but regardless, they find a way to stuff him in here as we approach the end of the video.
It's a 50-50 shot. I don't know how they do it. I don't know the process or how they decide it. I'm just letting you know there's a possibility that you might have to stay there till Monday or Tuesday until you go to Lake County.
And once they finally get him in here, this guy realizes, which we get a very great reaction face, that he might actually be in jail for a few days, which is just the most shocking idea to him, to actually have to face, you know, repercussions for his terrible actions. But needless to say, with hindsight being 2020 and us being able to actually see what this man got charged with, he's currently sitting in prison for 29 years. So those few days are not going to mean much in the grand scheme of things. But of course, right now, he doesn't realize that.
All right? All right.
So with some more words of goodbye and one final little deep shoulder rub for his good homie, the officer has to walk away, as I'm sure he's possibly wiping away tears at the thought of having to lock up a friend. But that pretty much wraps up this interaction, and I want to know, what do you guys think of the situation? Do you equally share in my anger and disgust over how this was handled? It's a weird overlap where I have part of me that's obviously so happy that finally I'm seeing a police interaction where they are following protocols and trying to de-escalate in a way that serves the officers and the suspect. But at the same time, like I said, since we don't see that fairness in 99.9% of other interactions that we see on the internet that are being filmed by these body cams, it just is a tough position to, you know, feel happy about that, especially when paired with the gross nature and just terrible nature of these crimes. But if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching to the end of it. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and until next time, peace out.